I'm gonna need more money today.
Okay.
Jim Curry.
So if y'all could just write me a check. Actually, if you could just Zelle it,
Yeah.
it'd be quicker.
Okay, yeah,
If you would do that.
I think you have 5 extra ones.
So not 3 of my own, right?
Yeah. Or 2 or 3, I don't remember. But yeah,
I know I've got at least 2. Oh, yes.
just
why I
sit
was
here
like-
and just sit
That's
here.
why I
And
was like, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I know I hate it, but I'll do it.
I was like, do you need the money or not?
I do. I don't need the money, but I do.
Ray Hall's not gonna be here, Lisa here. Not gonna be here.
Am I supposed to have a mask on?
No.
Because I'm vaccinated.
No, I'm gonna sit here, so you're right there.
Guys, that's the chair where people sit that don't want any money.
You know, I turned it down on that.
Yeah.
What it's about.
Let me explain what's going on.
So, first of the detention hearing is when a child's brought to our facility.
After you write that check.
You must see a judge within 2 business days, and the judge has to decide whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you must see a judge every 10 days while you're here. Now, this detention process, very straightforward. This is not your trial. This is not about whether you did the offense or not. What we're here for is for me to decide whether it's appropriate to release you. Now, what happens is, as you come up, I'll have a report that's basically based off of the police report that came with you. And I'll review that and I'll decide if there's probable cause. What probable cause is a legal term. What that means is, can somebody articulate, can somebody put into words a series of statements that, if I assume that they are true, would be a violation of our laws. It's not saying that you did it. This is actually hearsay that I'm going off of, but I'm just starting out with probable cause. If there is probable cause, then I will make a decision whether I should release you or not. That decision is based on various factors. What the law says is I need to consider, most importantly, whether you're a danger to yourself if I was to release you, if you're a danger to others, if you've previously been adjudicated for a felony level offense, or if you're likely to abscond. There's other factors I can consider, but those are the most important ones to me. And so if I do detain you, then the law says you'll see a judge every 10 days, as I previously stated. Now, I will let you know that I am absolutely certain there will be information that I will not have about what happened. Okay, I guarantee that. And that is information that you need to get to your attorney. Okay? Like I said, this is not your trial. This is not deciding whether you did or not. This is simply about detaining you or releasing you. I will say to the parents that I know there's information that you have about your child that is absolutely relevant to this case. However, Mr. Youngblood, do you mind sitting down?
No, not at all.
That's absolutely relevant to your case, and I understand that, but what you have to understand is this is not the time for that. That is something that you want to get you to your child's attorney. Now, you do have certain rights at these hearings. You have a right to remain silent. However, if you say anything about the offense, it can't be used against you, but I encourage you to use the right to remain silent because, well, there's somebody from the district attorney's office that's taking notes. I don't want you to say anything that puts yourself in a worse situation that you already are, and so this is really to protect you. You also have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you, not only all the way up until trial, but even if there are appeals. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with, we'll go ahead and start the one in the Tarrant County Jail, Mr. Spencer. Sheriff, do you have this inmate?
Yes, sir. Right here, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Spencer.
Yes.
All right, currently I have you in the Tarrant County Jail.
Yeah.
Is Huey, why did we send him downtown?
He got into a fight in detention.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Gilbert, I had told you that if you were arrested or if you got into problems here, since you were 17, I would move you downtown. You got in a fight here, so I went ahead and had you there. You were brought in on a warrant signed by Judge Terry after running away from home, and you were on probation for, I guess, misdemeanor evading and unlawful restraint, Ms. Huey?
Yes, and also assault public servant and terroristic threat of failing member.
Okay. All right, Spencer. Well, looks like you're having problems on probation. Oh, all kinds of problems. And so since you ran away, I'm not sure, we can't supervise if you run away. And then while we're holding you here trying to resolve your case, you're causing problems in our facility, so we'll continue to detain you downtown in the Tarrant County Jail. Do we have a parent here? We do? Okay. Have y'all been able to, do they have any kind of visitation in the jail?
They do, but they have him in the jail with the wrong name, and so we can't visit him because they don't have him in there as Spencer Gilbert. They have him in there as Orlando Spencer or something like that.
Okay.
So we haven't been able to visit him or anything.
Okay, what I'm going to do, my normal bailiff isn't here right now, so whenever he gets back tomorrow, he's ill. So when he gets back tomorrow, I'm going to see if we can correct things with the jail records, and that way you can do your visit. I want you to be able to visit him. I apologize it's happening, but I'm not the sheriff. So let me try and get my bailiff to work with intake over in the jail, get the name corrected. And so, because I'm guessing with the other name, he can't put you on the visitation list since that's not him. That makes sense. All right, let me try and get that corrected. If Ms. Hugh hasn't followed up with you in the next couple of days, please touch bases with her and just remind us in case the jail's a little slow. Okay. All right, so Mr. Gilbert, do you understand what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to try and get your parents to be able to visit you in the jail if possible. Okay? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Gilbert. Sheriff, thank you for bringing this in me.
You're welcome.
Next we have Morgan. Please come up. All right, Morgan, so you're 15 years old. You're here, never been here before. All right, so 4th PD was dispatched with domestic when they got there to talk to your mom, so that when she picked you up from school, she knows you were angry and aggressive because she was late to pick you up. Is Mom here? Hi, Mom. Does the bus come to your home? Is there bus service?
No, she is going to Arlington Heights as a transfer.
Okay. On the way home, Morgan told her mom that she was going to F her up. When they got home, Morgan stepped out of the car, told mom she was going to fight her. Mom tried to ignore to just de-escalate, but Morgan kept on being confrontational. Got in her mom's face. Mom pushed her arms out to keep Morgan away, and she grabbed her arms. Wrestling, took mom to the ground, and then punched mom with a fist 3 to 4 times. Pulled mom's hair so she could hit her in the face. Morgan's younger brother then hit Morgan with a 2-liter bottle to break up the fight. And then Morgan went and called the police. Back in February, that Emily Morgan assaulted her and broke several items in the house. So she was brought over here. All right. So on the first one, Mom, did you call the police?
Yes.
And they took a report, but nothing happened?
This one, just a couple months ago?
The one in February, yes.
Yeah, they took her to JPS for
Okay.
stabilization.
Do you mind standing up? Thank you. They took her to JPS?
For
They discharged?
stabilization.
Okay.
And then they sent her to Arlington Memorial, where she stayed for 5 days.
Was she diagnosed with anything?
No, nothing additional. She's been in and out of treatment facilities, mostly just for the purpose of stabilizing over, since 2018.
Okay. So when you say stabilizing, what do you mean?
To get her to a safe place where she can be monitored and make sure that her meds are being taken.
Okay, so she's on medication, but then she was diagnosed with something.
She has not there.
Okay.
She's been diagnosed with major depressive and anxiety disorder.
Okay,
However, there are probably more underlying
sure.
things that we just haven't diagnosed yet because we haven't been able to send her to a psychologist for testing.
Okay, is this all trauma related?
Some of it, I
Okay.
think, but a lot of it's genetic too. It runs in my family, the depression and anxiety.
Okay. So why, after that's why transfer schools? What would be her home school normally?
Her school would be Southwest.
Okay,
And just since she has gone to Rosemont, she had a history of fighting, and I know that fighting is a really prominent problem over at Southwest.
okay,
So I wanted to keep her in a more peaceful
sure.
kind of environment.
So let me ask you this. Was she on her medication yesterday or on Friday?
Yes. As far as I know, if she swallowed her pills, yes, she was.
Do you administer medication or does the school nurse?
I do.
You do, okay. And when's the last time she saw a doctor, mental health doctor?
Mental health doctor, just when she goes into treatment. She sees our family doctor.
Can you give me a date, like the last time she saw, like what month?
That would be February.
Okay, all right, so Mom, just in case you didn't know, for adolescents, juveniles, if you're seeing a mental health doctor, it needs to be at most every 6 weeks, okay, because of just the physiological changes in the brain.
Right, it's an insurance issue.
Okay,
And just the way insurance works, we can't afford the giant amount of money that we're supposed to cover.
sure, okay.
So
So was Friday just a one-off, or is this,
yes, she had done pretty well. She moved back in with me about 2 weeks ago. She's done pretty well for the most part, but
where was she living before 2 weeks ago?
her dad's,
And what town does he live in?
He just lives, probably about 10 minutes away.
Okay, in Tarrant County. Okay. How old is the younger brother?
She has 2 younger brothers, they're 8.
The twin kids. And is she aggressive towards them?
Not normally, but when he hit her with that bottle, I was a little worried.
Okay. Morgan, I'm not inclined to release it to your mom because that's the same situation you just came from. So why did she come back to you from that?
I had concerns about, she wanted to stay there to take a break from her and me, just
Okay.
the squabbling. But she was already grounded for grades, and when we found her with a 3rd phone she was not supposed to have,
Okay.
tried to take it from her, all of that resulted in the police coming. We kind of just took all of her privileges down to 0
Sure, good.
to earn things back, and he was not being very compliant in maintaining discipline.
Okay. It's usually the other way around.
Right.
Usually it's mom that's the salty. Okay. Okay, so at this point, Morgan, what I can do is I'm gonna go ahead and detain you. All right, I wanna see how you're on medication compliance, see how you are with the rules here at our facility. And I wanna go and review this. We'll see you at the 10-day hearing. If you're aggressive or assaulted here, then, I imagine I'll see you in the next 10 days and there'll be other issues that we can take up at the time. If you can follow the rules and get and maintain your level 1 outstanding status, that tells me you have the ability to do well, you're just choosing not to. Okay? But if you can't do it here, then you may not be able to, and we may need to seek other medical or psychiatric intervention. Okay, so in the meantime, decisions have consequences, so this is where we're at. Now, Mom, as she was walking by, does she have tattoos or are they just pen markings?
She has some DIY tattoos, stick and poke.
So they're just DIY,
Mhm.
okay,
Nothing that I consented to.
okay, all right, well, okay. All right, thank you, Morgan. All right, Zachariah. And just so anybody's wearing a mask, it's optional. I mean, juvenile you can't because it's detention, but the parents, if you want to wear one, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't mind. Just don't feel like you have to. All right, Zachariah, we are here for an out of custody hearing. Your attorney is here. Oh. All right, so Judge Terry scheduled this out of custody hearing because your sweat patch has a positive for marijuana. Yes. It was clean today, okay.
The sweat patch was very low, right, very, very low, and some of the people that Zach works with smoke weed, and he's asked them to stop, and I don't want him to stop working because he pays me. So I'm real selfish about that, and I know those sweat patches are very sensitive, and so if he's bumped into anybody or anything, which he works for Mama's Pizza, so they're bumping into each other.
Well, it's bumping in, but it's between the skin and the patch.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think he's smoking. There's a man in this room right now who would probably kill him if he was smoking. I'm not gonna point him out who he is or anything, but.
Did we have a subsequent patch, Ms. Alonso?
Excuse me?
Did we have a subsequent sweat patch? Or did we just do the one?
No, he's been on it since he was released.
Okay,
He still has it on right now.
okay. So when's the next one scheduled to come up?
Tomorrow.
Can we just swap it out today? I mean, since he's here.
No, he's the vendor, he only comes here Tuesdays and Fridays.
Okay. I thought we were trained back here to administer them. No?
Only when they're in detention.
I'm sorry?
Only when they're in detention.
Only when in detention. So if I detain them, we could get the patch? Is that the way it works?
Yes.
Well, Your Honor, I think it would be, if you were wanting it removed today,
Yeah.
I'm sure we should make the exception of us getting that removed today, but on or discontinue.
Contact you, but
Okay.
just normal days are scheduled Tuesday.
Right. All right, well, Mr. Lopez, this is what I'm gonna do. I mean, the patch is positive, it is what it is, okay? So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on this one, but whatever you've been doing, that might, if you're telling me that you're clean, that you're not using marijuana or THC products, and that somehow this is you hanging around people that are, then let this be a warning that you shouldn't be hanging around people that you are. The worst reason for you to be going to our detention facility is for just being around people that are using illegal substances, okay? I don't buy, honestly, I don't really buy the bumping into somebody, because that's not something that will make you test positive. But if you're around people thinking that they're smoking and you're not, so you're okay, that could result in you coming into our detention facility, all right? So I just wanna make sure that you need to draw the line. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and stay on the right side of that line, okay? So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and, if we can, swap out the drug patch so he doesn't have to come back tomorrow. So we're gonna swap out the patch now. Now, if this next one's positive, we're gonna have issues, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and see, and if, just, you know, the stress that you're going through right now, not knowing if you're going to custody or not, and don't put yourself in this situation again, okay? All right, thank you, Mr. Lopez. Jaden. Yes. Thank you. All right, Jaden. That's these go to Judge Terry. Judge Terry reviews those. All right, Jaden, let's see, you're 16 years old. You are currently on probation for, is he still on? No, he discharged off.
He's not on probation.
He successfully completed?
Yes.
Okay. For assault, so you were brought in February of 2016 for assault of a public servant, which you got deferred prosecution for March of 19 for an assault bodily injury, which you got deferred prosecution on. May of 19, which you were placed on probation for assault causing bodily injury. January of 2020 for another assault bodily injury, which the DA dismissed. You had some problems on probation. We extended your probation and you successfully completed. And then now, let's see, Bedford PD was dispatched to a domestic. When they got there, they saw you and two other juvenile males in the parking lot. Talking with you, 3 people walked up, 2 victims and a parent. The victim said that she and her friend, one of which was your girlfriend, went to visit a friend at the apartments, and you were there with other juveniles. The victim says she and you don't get along, and you said something, so she began to laugh at you. So then you took off your belt and hit her 2 times across the face, causing welts. She tried to hit you, but you hit her in the shoulder area, leaving a red mark and causing pain. Girlfriend tried to stop. You grabbed her by the throat, causing her breathing to stop and for her to gasp for air. So you've been dating for 2 to 3 months, and you assault her almost every time they'll see each other. So you brought her over here. How did they not get an ag assault deadly weapon because of the belt? Do we know?
I'm not sure.
They filed it as ag assault deadly weapon.
No, it's assault bodily injury.
We'll do with that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
We'll do with that.
Yeah, the difference with that is the assault, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, you're looking at 20 years, Jason. The assault impeding breath and circulation, you're looking up to 10 years of confinement. Okay, so these are no longer misdemeanors. We have parents here?
Yes, mothers.
Mom, what's going on with all this assaultive history?
To be honest with you, I have no idea. I've been trying to talk to him. He's been doing good since he got off probation, but just the past 2 months, he's just not been wanting to listen to nobody. And I called him all day yesterday, all day. He didn't answer the phone. And then I look at my phone, I get a text message saying I'm going to jail.
Okay. Maybe if he answered his mom's phone, he wouldn't be going to jail.
Maybe if he just listen, because he plays football, he goes to school. I don't know what he got going on.
Right, so he's also positive marijuana.
That's what the nurse told me.
Yeah, do you know, like, how much he's smoking or anything?
Nope, didn't even know.
Okay. Who's his girlfriend? Is somebody you approve
I
of?
don't even know who she is. I don't even, they read the names to me, and I haven't talked to him, and I'm just like, Jaden. He told me he was spending the night at his friend's house, and then the next morning I'm calling, I'm like, what time are you coming home? And he's not answering.
Right. Okay. So you didn't even know he had a girlfriend at the time?
No. And we don't live in Bedford, we live in Fort Worth. We haven't lived in Bedford in 3 years, 2 years. So I'm wondering, why are you still going out there, and what are you doing?
True love?
Not till you beat on nobody.
I'm sorry?
Not till you beat on nobody.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, that's the girlfriend, so. I mean, does he like sneak out a lot?
No, that's the thing. He doesn't sneak out, but he's not sneaking out, but he's asking, can he go? But when he goes, he stay gone. So I give him a curfew, he's not coming back. So that's why I was hoping, if y'all send him home, he needs to have some strict rules. Not about, because he's not abiding by them, and I'm asking why you're not doing this, and he's not listening to me. So I'm just,
right.
But when he gets in like the fights, the assaults were at fights at school, and that's how they got pushed down. But this one fighting on the female, I ain't never heard of it. I'm like, why are you? What is going on? Year before last, when he came, he had 20 fights at school. This past year at school, he had 1. So I've been proud of, and I'm like, now all of a sudden you back in here.
Right. Okay. Well, Mom, I'll tell you, at this point, I'm not inclined to release him, if anything, mostly because he's just lying to you. And if he doesn't respect his mother, I mean, honestly, we're never too busy to pick up Mom's phone call, right, Miss Paxton? Mom calls, you always answer no matter what. So yeah, the fact that he's lying to you and is ignoring you and not following your rules, I'm not really comfortable releasing him yet to you, especially now that he's picked up these felony level charges. Okay?
Okay, I'll be honest with you, and I'm gonna say it in front of you and him. All the times he's came here, he's never had to sit in juvenile. He's never had to what? Sit in juvenile.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh.
So today might be the day he needs to learn a lesson.
Yeah, it's possible they weren't family violence. So yeah, the detention center could have released them. But okay, well, at this point, he doesn't really have a choice, and our detention doesn't have a choice. I'm gonna detain him and see how he's here and see if he can behave and control himself. If he can, or reassess this, and you know, he may get his path out. If not, then he may end up staying here until the case is disposed of. Okay, I'm not gonna predict what's gonna happen, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and keep him.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Jacaius. All right, Jacquias, this is, well, it's not a 10-day hearing. When did I let him go?
He was a placement in January.
Okay. So unsuccessfully discharged from Canyon State. Why was he unsuccessfully discharged?
Jacquias had issues from the time he got there, fighting, representing gang affiliation, the last straw after we had an administrative hearing. Him and a peer destroyed a classroom, and he also got into another fight with a peer.
Wait, and then AWOL, so he left the facility?
Well, what they call AWOL is if you're not in the area where you're supposed to be, so
Okay.
he didn't actually leave the facility, but on several occasions, he was hiding from staff.
Okay.
Refused to go to school, and
So we had the administrative hearing, then within 2 weeks, got in a fight with another, and then that's where he destroyed the classroom, and they decided to discharge him.
yes, sir.
And he is here on, he was adjudicated, deadly conduct, discharge of firearm.
Yes, sir.
So he's had probation for unlawfully carrying a weapon. And then for the deadly conduct, discharge of firearm. Can I ask why we sent him to placement? Like, what were we trying, what was our goal? Not
I
to
guess give
shoot
him, just to give him an opportunity to, participate in some treatment, to learn some coping skills. You know, Canyon State is one facility where you are able to participate in sports, do trades. One of his biggest issues is school. And so a lot of times, you know, in a smaller setting, to get some education, because he's behind a couple of years, but he just would not participate in school. He would
Right.
not school.
Do we have a parent here?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. And you were part of that administrative hearing, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sure you were trying to encourage your son to make good decisions.
Yeah, Your Honor, this is the first time I've seen my son since November of last year.
I'm sorry, somebody's moved, I didn't hear.
This is the first time I've seen him since November of last year when you guys picked him up because he kept running away from home.
Okay,
So,
Right.
him coming back, I asked him the same thing, what was the point of him going out there?
okay,
Which I feel he was just trying to avoid.
right, and.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever was the attorney evidently convinced the judge that, you know, that was the appropriate thing, so I'm not gonna second guess that, but, yeah, we made the effort. All right, you guys, well, I think if I let you go, you just run away or pick up new charges, so I'm gonna continue. We're gonna set and figure out, sit down. I'm not done with you yet. See, this is the problem, is you think you run the show. So, Ms. Youngblood, how quickly can you be ready for a motion to modify?
Next week, right?
All right, we'll set it for next week. And so if you're so quick to get out of this courtroom, we'll make it happen. Thank you, guys.
I need to visit with the coordinator or expect an email. Thank you.
Justin. Guys? 15? All right, Justin, 15 years old. Okay, so on Friday, Arlington PD was dispatched for robbery. They went to Zona Caliente, spoke with the victim, said been messaging a female on Instagram. They agreed to meet at the park. Victim arrived and stepped out of his vehicle, saw 4 males walking toward them. One yelled, "Let's get him." The victim took off running. Victim tripped. 4 males began to assault him. They covered up his face. They searched his pockets, stole his iPhone, keys, and shoes. 4 males then left. Victim ran to the sports bar to call for help. Said they were wearing Halloween type masks and one was wearing a clown mask. Give a description of clothing. Police set up a perimeter, found the victim's keys in the backyard. 2 males, you and an adult companion, were stopped. The additional male was stopped a short distance away. The adult had the victim's debit card in his possession. When they gave information, Justin gave the wrong first name. Victim was taken to what the suspects were, ID'd them all as the ones who robbed them. All right, so I have a question, it said 4 people came up and robbed, but there's Justin, an adult, and another adult later, so they only found 3?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have a parent here? All right, so, okay. So where was Justin supposed to be at 1:45 in the morning on Friday?
He was supposed to be at home. I was at work. I live with my mother.
Okay. Do you work every night, like third shift?
I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights.
Okay. All right, well, and Dana, we don't have the names of the adults?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I was gonna ask if you knew, who's Justin hang out with lately? I mean, do we know?
I know one of his friends, Trey, but Trey wasn't with him, so I have no earthly idea who these gentlemen were that he was with that night.
All right.
Especially not a grown adult.
Sure. Well, they could be 17.
Oh, okay.
So just in Texas, the age for adult criminal activity is 17. So if you're under 17, you end up in the juvenile court. If you're 17 or older, you end up in the adult courts.
Okay.
Okay, well, Justin, I'm gonna let you know on this case, you're looking at potentially of up to 20 years of confinement. This is an adult case, all right? So this is a very serious matter. At this point, I'm not comfortable releasing you, especially since you're sneaking out of the house. Your mom doesn't know where you are. You're not where you're supposed to be. And especially as a crime of violence like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and detain you for now. We'll reassess this at the 10-day hearing, see how you're doing here, see what your behavior's like, and then we'll make another decision. But for right now, you don't get to go home. Thank you. All right, Ahmad. Do we have a parent here for Ahmad's lunch?
No, sir, we don't. Hang on, let's go over there.
All right, Ahmad. This is a 10-day hearing. So this is forward police cameras, stolen vehicle on Rosedale, found in front of a convenience store. They went there, watched, and they saw you exit the driver's seat and eventually effected the arrest for unauthorized use of motor vehicle. You also gave a fake name. So, all right, so let me go over this. This all started when you were 12 years old with an evading arrest, which you got probation for, and an aggravated robbery, which the DA rejected. When you turned 13, you're arrested for unauthorized use of motor vehicle, and a bunch of probation violations. So you're 13, another evading arrest, some more probation violations. And at this point, you were 3 days after you turned 14, another unauthorized use of motor vehicle, you got supervisory caution for. When you are 14, you get arrested for robbery, which you got probation for, more probation violations. Ms. Smiley, we have killed some trees with a mud line, haven't we?
Yes, Mr. Lemire has.
All right. Then now you're 14, get another evading arrest of motor vehicle, unauthorized use of motor vehicle. And then now you are here for the 2 new counts of burglary. What's the burglary of vehicles? Do we know what those are, Ms. Smiley?
No, I don't. All I know is he was in the UMB and the
Okay.
state ID.
Okay. And you're positive for weed while you're on probation. You successfully completed placement at Woodward Academy. And, oh, the BMBs are out of custody. All right. So your court hearing is, let's see, oh, we had a psychological evaluation scheduled a couple days.
Yes, Thursday.
All right. And so your court date is July 7th. All right, Mon. Well, this is my thought on you. We've seen each other so many times over the years. And my thought is if I let you go into the community as I have before, you would just get arrested for something else and break the law. And so I think the only way to keep you from breaking the cars and stealing cars is to keep you here. So ultimately, I just have to keep you here. All right, thank you, Mon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobson. They always told me when I started this job, there's certain kids that you'll just see over and over. Like, he's one. Antoine. All right, it's a pending hearing. Antoine, you're 17 years old, so let's see, your behavior is level 1 outstanding. Good. Wait, now it has been since June 2nd, so how far did you drop down before that? Okay, do you know what for? All right, so Antoine, do you understand how, like, whatever happened that day, if you're talking without permission, now that's getting on my attention on whether I send you downtown or stay here, right? You see how uncomfortable this is, this point in your life? Like, you should really avoid even getting those situations at all, okay? You just want to level 1-0 and level 1-0 the whole time, because I don't, eventually you do enough of these microaggressions, the small stuff, I'll just get tired of it. The point of keeping you here is that you're a good example for young kids, period. But if they see you talking back and you know, because they're looking up to you because you're older, that just makes other kids want to talk back and cause more problems for our detention staff. So I'm really not going to put up with it, but this is the conversation we're having, right? You're controlling your future in that regard. All right, so let's see, here for 18 days. Oh, so you had a case from last July for, see, victim said left vacation, came back, car was gone, and then we got a call from you saying where the car was. And you had asked if you could watch the dogs while she was on vacation. She didn't want you to do that. Surveillance video showed you walking around the house while she was gone. And so we set you for court on December 10th of last year in front of Judge Terry. Mom showed up, didn't know where you were. They issued a warrant for you the next day. In May, you finally turned yourself in. And so, yeah, so you were on the run for 5 months. I have to worry about you coming back for court. So I'm going to go and detain you. All right, when's the next court date? Do we know?
So I haven't set yet.
Okay. Susan, we had.
Good, Selma. You know,
Do we have a parent here for a call, by the way? No.
Yeah, you have parents here. They are
That's fine.
anyway.
So what do we need for a court date for Mr. Brown?
I don't know why we don't have any court date yet, but we are ready to move forward with the case.
Yeah.
I have a resource staffing scheduled on the 14th for We just got the psychological report back.
So we have the.
So anytime after 14th would be fine.
Oh, okay, 14th of June.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not.
All right, so let me ask this. He was on probation for stealing a car from 2018. And I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 allegations of violating probation. Like well, he has 2 prior, he was placed on probation twice before for stealing a car. Also September of 17, that's probably another stolen car. So this is 4th stealing a car, unauthorized use of motor vehicle type offense. What kind of resource staffing are we even considering?
We typically order one anytime he comes back. He's already completed placement at Albion Star Prep.
Right.
But that is, whenever they're facing TJJD, we typically do a resource staffing to find out if there's any other options.
And he's here on a motion to modify. He's currently on probation?
Not on probation.
So he's discharged all his probation.
He completed his probation, and then approximately a month later, his out of custody came in for this offense after he completed probation.
Okay, so let's figure out a date.
I haven't received any offer, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we have like a week or 2. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, at least a minimum of 1 week at least, so I can,
Sure. Can you get an offer before you leave?
I mean,
Building?
yeah, if I need the yeah, I can.
Can I ask
If
you to go?
the prosecutors are available, yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, if I can ask you, assume by the prosecutor on your way out, before you leave the building, at least get an offer and convey it to your client. I don't know what your schedule's like. If you're busy, I understand. But if you have time, that'd be great. At least we have some kind of progress on this one.
Yes, sir, I can do that today. I mean, yeah, I can definitely get to the prosecutor today.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. So meanwhile, Mr. Brown, I'm gonna go ahead and keep you here because I feel like if I let you go, you'd skip court again. All right, thank you.
And also, he has really been doing well.
It's absconding for 5 months. You know, at that point, I just can't trust him to let him go. Thank you, Mrs. Lee.
All right, thank you, Alma.
All right, so Andrew is waived. Kaylin. All right, so Kaylin, you're 15. And they're saying back in February, they were dispatched. Victim's home said, young black man wearing a black hoodie, sweatpants, knocked the door, said, oh, Kaylin. Okay, and then knocked the door. This is Mr. Brender, right? And then the Cricket Wireless. And then in April, Kaylin tried to escape our facility. Okay, and he's level 3 for threatening peers.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I see. All right, so he has been here 100 days. We're waiting. So what's the status with North Texas State Hospital?
We're just waiting on paperwork to be submitted. There's a questionnaire that mom has to fill out. She has a transportation issue, but she said she would be coming here this week.
Okay, she's not here today?
No, sir.
What I want to do is I want to go, who needs to supervise the questionnaire?
I don't understand the question.
Like for her to fill it out, does it just anybody? It's just getting her the paperwork?
Yes, sir.
So how long,
Making sure that it returns to me.
how long have we been waiting for mom?
I called her Friday. He said she would try it today. I haven't heard from her yet.
Okay. Like if that's the only thing waiting, how long do you think the wait is going to be for North Texas?
I'm not too sure, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think once all the paperwork's turned in, we'll have a better timeline.
Has mom been pretty responsive?
Yes, she's answered all my calls. Last time I asked her to come in, she did bring, social security and medical card, but it's just transportation, it's a little bit different.
Okay. Yeah, because it's not helping Kaylin being here, it's not helping the other kids in
Mom's
detention.
aware of the whole situation, she knows the faster, the better, she wants to, of course, she wants to.
Right. Okay. So, let's go and do that. Let's just give Mom a chance. But by the end of the week, if she hasn't, then let's go out there and bring the papers.
Okay, I was gonna go tomorrow, she isn't.
Perfect. Okay. All right, Kaylin, well, at this point, you're being detained, obviously, and so hopefully we can give you the help that you need at the hospital, okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Avion. All right, Avion, you are waiting for 18 days. Police were dispatched from middle school, got there, you and your brother in a heated conversation with the school resource officer. You're holding a large metal pipe. This is where you told the police that your dad pointed a gun. Talk to Dad. Is Dad here? Or parents? Anybody?
His grandpa.
His grandpa.
Hi, Grandpa. Okay. Yeah, and this is one of those, we just didn't want them going back, the boys going back to Dad. You're brought over here, but now he is level 3. So why is he level 3?
Not following instructions
Evidently not following any of them.
and cursing.
All right, well, Avion, you may get away with having a bad attitude with your dad, but it's not gonna work here. If you keep that bad attitude, you're just gonna keep on staying here, okay? Until you figure out that if you actually can follow the rules and be respectful, then I know I can release you, and you can follow the rules and be respectful. Then we'll get you to a safe place, like Grandpa's or maybe some other family member. But Grandpa, I'm not gonna release him to your home if he's not gonna follow your rules, and he's gonna cuss at you if he's disrespectful to you. I'm just not gonna do that. That's not your job, Grandpa. That's his mom and dad's job. Okay, so at this point, he can behave, prove to me that he can behave, and we'll give him a chance. But if he can't, then there's no point. All right?
Well, he has a mom and dad, but we raised him since he's about 15 months old, so mom and dad's in the picture, but those two is out.
Right. Well, I guess what I'm saying is.
He's not coming back home, like my wife said, he's not coming back home and disrespect, because I'm not doing neither one of them.
I'm not gonna let him home.
Yeah, if they come back home, they gonna have to have some respect.
And that's what I'm saying is I'm not gonna release him to disrespect to your home or disrespect you. And what I was saying is, it's not your job. Your grandpa, you already did your job, right, with your kids, right? It's his mom and dad's job. Now, if they failed to do their job, they failed to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna release him into the community, to your home, for him to disrespect you. All right, I'm just not gonna do that. All right? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna continue to detain you. Thank you, Evian. Javon.
Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Lofton. All right, so this is Avion's brother.
Yes, sir.
So now he is level 1 outstanding.
He
Officer.
is, Your Honor. They actually had a mediation scheduled this morning. However, grandfather showed up, but dad didn't. And he said he's having issues with the link. So also Montoya told him he can call, and they called and he said they waited for 45 minutes, and dad was a no-show. He did say they're willing to reschedule it if the Honor requests.
Sure. All right, so Grandpa, I got questions for you then. So you raised both the boys since they were young?
Yes, me and my wife, yes.
All right, now, is there a big difference between the two boys and their attitudes?
Sometimes they act like they act up sometimes, but that's further to go though, they don't.
I'm trying to figure out why Avion is a level 3 and Javon is level 1. Is he the good one?
Like night and day. Both of them real good, they do stuff, but they just act up.
Okay, so on a day-to-day basis though, is Javon the one that behaves and Avion's the one that doesn't? Okay. Have you been able to talk to Javon while he's here?
Yeah, no, I haven't talked to him since he's been, I haven't seen him since he's been here.
You haven't talked on the
Talked to him
phone?
on the phone.
Yeah, on the
And he say
phone.
he's doing good, and Avion, I asked Avion, why was he on level 3? I don't know, so that's all I get.
I mean, is Javon respectful to you in your home?
Yes, both of them is. They respect us. Every once in a while, they wanna act up like, I'm tougher. No. I tell them, that's enough, and that's further to go. That's it right there. That's all I tell them. They shut it down then.
Okay. Well, Javon, I am willing to release you to your grandfather, okay? Seems like you're behaving. It seems like you know what the rules are. You know what we expect from you. And so you're gonna follow those. But if I release you to grandpa, so you understand, you have to keep it up. You have to be level 1 outstanding with your grandpa, you understand? So if the Smiley here calls your grandpa and he's talking about, well, he's sneaking out of the house, or he's got attitude, or he's not doing his chores, I'll just sign a warrant to bring you back here, okay? It's really that simple. So while this case is going on, either you're level 1 outstanding with your grandpa, or you have to prove it back to me over here. You understand? And then maybe you'll see your brother if he gets his act together. If you don't, then you're not gonna see him for a long time. Okay, but that's on him. As far as you, it seems like you've done your part, so I'm gonna give you this chance, okay? All right, thank you.
Have excuse, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Monk.
Have a nice day.
Jaquan. Oh, that's right.
Yes,